Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Good afternoon, Assalamu Alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Although we give you the latest roundup and all the details, but today is a joyous occasion and we have got the biggest breaking news probably of this entire month. Things have been in speculation. There have been so many things said. There has been all sorts of controversy regarding this. Rumors have been floated, but now it's been confirmed that the Asia Cup is being held and the hybrid model that the Pakistan Cricket Board presented courtesy of Chairman of the Cricket Committee, Mr. Najam Sethi, has been accepted. The Chairman of the Cricket Committee, Mr. Najam Sethi, took to social media himself. He shared a video, Pakistan Cricket Board shared a video in which he announced the good news that Pakistan will be hosting 4 matches of this hybrid model of the Asia Cup. Pakistan does have the hosting right and the remaining 9 matches will be played in Sri Lanka. Absolutely fantastic. I think finally we will see cricket, because at the end of the day we want to see cricket. Fans deserve to see cricket, whether it's being held in Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, wherever part of this region, because we've always talked about the dominance of world cricket from this region and the talent that this region possesses as well. So it's very important to give the fans what they deserve. And you know, majority, you have to always consider that fans are the reason that why cricket is a popular sport, not just in the world, but in this part of the world, it is a sacred sport as it is considered. So congratulations to all of you who will be hearing this good news, who have already heard this good news. And I think congratulations to the Pakistan Cricket Board, who were firm on their stance, who believed that they will get this hybrid model accepted. And I must give credit to the team being led by Mr. Najam Sethi, who have, I think, done tireless work in order to make sure that Pakistan keeps the hosting right and the Asia Cup also is held. And there is no talk about an edition being probably scrapped or suspended because of certain involvement of some controversial cricket boards, to be honest. So I think once again we all have to appreciate that. Social media has been a buzz, like I said. The entire tournament schedule has been announced. 17th of August the tournament begins. 4 matches in Pakistan, 9 matches in Sri Lanka. So we'll discuss about this in detail. Then of course we move on to the 3rd cycle of the World Test Championship that will commence with the Ashes 2023. The first one is going to commence tomorrow at Edgbaston. Moeen Ali is returning for England. They announced their playing 11 as well. No news for Australia's playing 11 so far, but Steve Smith was talking to the media where he said that he's going to take care of everything, and he also highlighted certain bowlers he's going to be going against. But England once again going with their strength. They've got balanced middle order, which we see, because I think Zach Crawley and when you talk about certain players, they have been a bit out of form and they want to come back in form as well. But with the addition of Harry Brooks and Joe Root in that middle order, and Johnny Bairstow coming back after months of injury, is going to be a big boost for England's chances for this Ashes as well. And once again we see the bowling department dominated by the stalwarts Jimmy Anderson and Stuart Broad. But Moeen Ali coming back because of the injury of Jack Leach and taking you know, his time out of retirement. And he also shared a very funny incident where he got a message from his skipper Ben Stokes, who said Ashes ? And he wrote LOL. So that was interesting. But Moeen in the team, they need a quality off spinner and a batter. As an all-rounder, I think that will really add to England's chances. Then we move on to the Inter-District Under-19 one-day tournament. Mega event kicks off in Karachi. 2,080 players are featuring in this tournament, featuring 104 teams. Phenomenal setup once again at the grassroots level. And then we move on to Nahida Khan, who's retired from international cricket, represented Pakistan in 3 ODI World Cups, 4 T20 International World Cups. She played international cricket for 14 years, so she's been a stalwart. Congratulations to you, Nahida, your family, your coaches, everybody involved with your career. 14 years of service to Pakistan cricket, and we thank you on behalf of the entire Pakistani nation and the cricket fraternity as well. Time now to introduce our guests to discuss things in detail on the show. First of all, we've been joined by a cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter, and our cricket expert on Sports Extra, K. Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm very well, thank you.
We've also been joined by a cricket commentator. He's been the voice of radio whenever you've been hearing cricket, and he's a cricket expert on various platforms. Great to have him on the show once again. We always keep on bugging him that it's been a while we see him, but we know he's a busy man. Finally joining us again is cricket expert and a very dear brother, Kashif Shabir. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Great to have you as well. You know, it's great to see you and to discuss things in detail. Now, K. Asif, you want to talk to fans, don't you? Because like I said, this good news is something that we all get to share and enjoy.
Well, you know that for a long time the debate was going on that either the what's the future of Asia Cup? And because you know that India had a very strong stance that they don't want to come to Pakistan. I don't believe and I don't support this kind of things in sports, especially in cricket. You know that the people living across the border, and especially when we talk about that the cricket is second religion either in Pakistan or in India. You know that the people, they do love. And let's suppose if India would have visited the Pakistan now with the full spirit, and the Asia Cup will be happening in the Pakistan with you know, all the matches here at Gaddafi Stadium, Rawalpindi, the Karachi. I think that was the best idea. But credit goes to Najam Sethi, the way he fought the case, and he actually, you know that for a long time in his videos message, what he said that we brought PSL Pakistan, and the last couple of years all the major teams have visited Pakistan, either the Test cricket, ODIs or T20s. I think now in August, September, Pakistani nation will enjoy, of course, the Asia Cup. 4 or 5 matches here in Pakistan, and then it will move to Sri Lanka for the rest of the matches, just because of India's harsh stance. I still am not happy, because you know that I would love to watch Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah here at Pakistan. You know, when the fans, they talk about that when Virat Kohli will play here at Gaddafi Stadium, things will definitely change, and that's why we call it the cricket is a game for love and peace. Although even I'm happy, but one thing still in my mind, still in my heart, why Virat Kohli isn't playing in Pakistan.
Why don't you sign him for the PSL next year? Probably. I think that is something that you can get the job done.
You know that that the KPL, the Kashmir Premier League, has sent an invitation to Virat Kohli. You know, that was a good gesture.
Yes, that was a very good gesture, and
But
I
he
think
never came to Pakistan.
Yeah. Kashif bhai, how do you see this as part of the cricket fraternity, as a commentator, as someone who shares the screen as well as a cricket expert, as a fan? I think more than everything, as a fan of cricket, that I think it's delightful that it's being held. Although I agree with Asif that it would have been even better if the entire tournament was being held in Pakistan and Indian players had a chance to play in front of that Pakistan.
Do you want me to be honest about
Absolutely,
my opinion?
sir. Absolutely.
All right. First of all, undoubtedly, it is a great moment for Pakistan cricket, because after 1996, in 2023, multinational cricket is being held in Pakistan. This is one part. But I would say that I was never of the opinion that there should have been a hybrid model for Asia Cup, because this Asia Cup belonged to Pakistan, and this was supposed to be held in Pakistan, but for some reason unilateral stand was taken by India, and they boycotted to coming to Pakistan. That was a very strict stance taken by India. But I think PCB should have taken another strong stand against this Indian stance, and they should have said that this Asia Cup will only be held in Pakistan, whether India is coming to Pakistan or India is not coming to Pakistan. But because of ICC pressure and other different pressures, we could not take this stand, and we had to opt for this hybrid model. Anyways, now Asia Cup is coming to Pakistan. Only 4 matches will be held in Pakistan, and the rest will be in Sri Lanka. But my major concern, my major worry is not Asia Cup, not World Cup. My major concern is 2025 Champions Trophy. What is going to be the status of that Champions Trophy? Whether India will be coming to Pakistan at that moment or not, or whether India will be opting for another hybrid model at that situation, because that is not going to be only for the Asia Cup, that is for the ICC big Champions Trophy, big tournament. All other cricket playing nations will be coming to Pakistan at that time. So I think this is the right time that PCB should start advocacy for that Champions Trophy and should start talking about that Champions Trophy.
Welcome back to Sports Extra. Time now to discuss the biggest test spectacle of the year, probably. The new cycle of the World Test Championship, and what better way for that to begin with the Ashes. Australia up against England. The first test match starts tomorrow. England have given their playing 11. Australia is keeping it a surprise, but Steve Smith had a lot to say to the media when he was asked about certain questions as well. He said he's going to take those English bowlers head on, and we know he's got that capability. Who can forget his last encounter with Jofra Archer? Nobody can actually forget that. It was probably one of the best things to watch about Test cricket as well. We'll be discussing all about the Ashes in detail. Also joining us on Sports Extra now is sports anchor and cricket expert Ali Gohar. Assalamu alaikum, Ali. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam. Good to be here, Ahmed.
Great to have you. Well, it's time for the Ashes, and I must say that the playing 11 for England does look impressive. And if I do consider somewhat an equally same playing 11 what Australia played against India in the World Test Championship final, then I must say that the contest looks pretty balanced so far.
I don't agree. I think England are going to be found out, and found out quite badly. I'm going out on a limb here. One shouldn't make such bold predictions, especially in cricket, because as you know, Ahmed, cricket is the funniest game ever. It really is. Looking at England's bowling attack, look, they've got James Anderson, and Ahmed, please correct me if I'm wrong along the way, okay? James Anderson, Stuart Broad, and Ollie Robinson.
Yes.
Now,
exactly.
Now here's the thing. Anderson hasn't bowled in a while. He hasn't bowled in a very long time. Stuart Broad is the only one who has some bowling under his belt. And Ollie Robinson, again, he was struggling with some niggles. So I'm worried about their fitness, the seam bowlers' fitness. Whereas Australia are test match ready. They just had a very compelling and grueling contest against the Indians. England had Ireland and a few county games. So I'm worried about their bowlers because I feel like they're not test match ready. And moreover, Ahmed, Anderson, Broad, and Ollie Robinson are around about the same pace. There needs to be a point of difference, which is why I'm surprised Mark Wood isn't playing. Again, and I'm looking at going forward, right, the weather conditions in England. I mean, I said the other day, it's very hot and it's going to get even hotter as the week progresses. And this fast ball approach against an Australian bowling attack is going to be very, very risky. It's one thing doing it against Pakistan on flat wickets against inexperienced bowlers. It's quite another doing it against the Aussies.
Absolutely. Considering this stint in Pakistan, they had something to say as well. We've got a video on that. Let's take a look and then we'll continue.
From a team point of view and a captain's point of view, that game was just awesome.
The smiles on the faces, the enthusiasm for the opportunity to do something special was quite remarkable. And we could have just gone for the block it out, well played. But skipper was all right, we're here to win.
To be able to bowl the team out on that wicket, it just gives everyone so much confidence.
Winning in Pakistan was incredible.
Participating and performing in one of the most historic test wins ever.
I think a lot of us felt quite emotionally drained afterwards, as well as obviously physically drained, but you put so much emotion into it and it's just an amazing feeling, and I feel like it's one of the best wins that I've been a part of.
I just look back and I'm so thankful that I got to play in that test match and to take that last wicket, how happy everyone was and how it was kind of like disbelief at what we'd achieved in the 5 days. It was just an amazing moment that, I think I won't ever forget.
Well, there you go. English players probably now calling it their favourite series so far. But one thing is for sure, Kashif, if we consider that, it really gave them a lot of confidence, especially I think for the likes of Harry Brooks.
I did, but I think it is going to be a game against Brandon McCullum's strategy, Brandon McCullum's mindset. To some extent, I agree with Ali that Australia has an edge over England because their bowling compartment is stronger as compared to the English bowling side. But remember that we are playing this Ashes in England, in the home ground of England, so their bowling strategy will be totally different. Stuart Broad and James Anderson in England is a different game story, and outside England they are totally different. So it is going to be a very difficult situation for Australia as well when you're facing Stuart and James Anderson. But coming back to the bowling attack of Australia, I think if you look at the bowling attack of Australia, they have Stark,
Pat Cummins.
Pat Cummins and Boland. I think Boland is the match winner for Australia. And with the likes of Nathan Lyon, it makes a very
and formidable fit again to play as well.
Absolutely, and it makes a very formidable bowling attack for Australia. So it is going to be Australian bowling against England batting. But all I said was that the strategy, the mindset of Bazball, the mindset of Brandon McCullum is going to come into play, and for sure they are going to play a very aggressive cricket. They will test all their shots, and they will give a very tough time to the Australians.
James Anderson, and this is purely a personal opinion, he's like a vintage perfume. No matter how many new ones you try, whenever you take out James Anderson, he's going to deliver on the spot. So I think he's one of those individuals now, like that vintage perfume, as I said. But Asif, it is always a treat to watch Jimmy Anderson bowling in England, especially with that new ball. Absolute class. Over the years, he's been there for England. And also, when I consider Stuart Broad's track record against David Warner, that is also something I'm very, very intrigued to see this time as well.
Well, that's right. But you know that the Australian side is very strong over the paper. If you see that three of the batters in the top ranking in ICC Test rankings, Marnus Labuschagne, then Steve Smith, and then Travis Head, and then Usman Khaja as well on number 8, 9, I think. And 4 batters, and when we talk about David Warner, they have Alex Carey. They got a very good batting lineup. And you were talking about Jofra Archer, a contest between Steve Smith and Jofra Archer, but this time they don't have Jofra Archer. But rightly said by Kashif that if you see James Anderson, as you're talking about, and you're calling him a vintage perfume, and of course that whenever you watch his in-swinging, out-swinging deliveries, especially in the conditions of England, always lovely to watch. And then Stuart Broad, and when we talk about that, they have Ollie Robinson. He's a very good bowler. When we talk about Scott Boland and Josh Hazlewood, now see Pat Cummins. He should be little confused. Either Josh Hazlewood or Scott Boland. If you ask me after watching in the final of the World Test Championship, I would go with Scott Boland, the way he bowled, to be very honest.
The consistent length, I think.
Yes,
that is a changing factor in Test cricket.
Yeah, that's right. And it's really important. In Test cricket, it's really important that you are not bowling good in patches, but you're bowling nicely with the liner length continuously. And that's why you take wickets, and this is what they have done against India. So I think that Australia is slightly on a bigger note, and they're in confidence. They have recently they have beaten India. So I think I must say that the Australia is favourite for me.
Absolutely. I think Ricky Ponting also did an analysis of that Virat Kohli dismissal with Scott Boland, how he set him up with a straighter one, then an in-swinger, and then one that just left aiming towards first slip. So, that was something very interesting. That highlights the skill level of a consistent bowler. Ali Gaur, 2 important factors for England. If I may discuss it with you, I'd like you to comment on them. Number 1 will be the return of Moeen Ali, what it means to the England squad. And number 2, of course, their skipper Ben Stokes. How important is he going to be? Because I saw him bowling in the nets as well. I saw a couple of videos that, he was trying to get into rhythm of bowling.
Again, that's why I worry for England, because a lot of their bowlers haven't bowled. I mean, Stokes hasn't bowled in months. He's injury prone. It's very likely. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's very likely if he bowls in the first test, he just might break down. Moeen Ali hasn't bowled in years, guys. In years. So these are things to consider. And they did. I think even though it was smart to take Ali when Leach was out, when they didn't have the option of Leach, I think Moeen Ali was the only choice that they had. And Moeen Ali, while he gives runs away, he has the ability to bowl unplayable deliveries, especially to left-handers. He gets the ball to grip and turn at pace. And you need, again, that point of difference. And when you look at Australia's left-handers, fine, Warner's not in the best of form, but Travis Head is looking absolutely ruthless. And Moeen Ali maybe can stop Travis Head in his tracks. Only time will tell. It'll take him a little bit of time to get to find his rhythm in Test cricket. Stokes' captaincy, you need to be aggressive against Australia, and Stokes has been extremely aggressive, out of the box. We saw that in Pakistan. We saw that in New Zealand. Look, to win, I don't care if it was a weak Pakistan side, to win 3-0 against Pakistan was an extraordinary performance. And it couldn't have happened without Ben Stokes' leadership, aggression, and out-of-the-box thinking. Look how many times he employed short mid-wickets and short covers and short mid-ons, and it worked. And also having leg slips. So he's a very, very clever captain. And I wouldn't be surprised if, again, if he employs similar strategies, even if they have their backs to the wall, even if they're 2 test matches down, I don't see Stokes changing his aggressive strategy, and that should work well for England. And you need to be aggressive against the Australians as other play.
Absolutely. That is very interesting if you look at those factors where that aggressive mindset comes up, and then, you know, that baseball strategy against Australians with their traditional, you know, sort of like positive ego that they don't mind whatever's been throwing at them. But it's interesting. Ali Gauhar, K. Asif and Kashif Shabir, thank you very much for joining us. Whatever the result might be, one thing is for sure, that the Ashes is going to be the biggest spectacle of Test cricket, and we're all very, very intrigued to watch a quality Test cricket competition once again. That being said, that wraps up Sports Extra. From me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.